In this video I'm going to share with you a flip through of my traveller's notebook and the different sorts of inserts that I use in there, and this is where I document all of my memories on a daily basis to make sure that I capture all of those special moments in life. So this is my standard size traveller's notebook, and lots of people I think because of the term traveller's notebook that this is something you should only really be using when you're documenting your travels. And that's not the case at all. I certainly do document those, but I like to make sure that I make a few notes every day. And I have little folders where I tuck in stickers and tickets and napkins, anything that I've found when I've been going out and about, ready to stick in my journal. So this is my current one, this is my daily journal. So I take photos when I've been running workshops, and that one I've put on the back of a normal kind of gift tag. And I like to include sometimes some watercolours. It can literally be anything, stickers, washi tape, and again I use hand lettering perhaps to make sure that some key words from that day stand out. And I don't think you ever need to be worried that your life's not interesting enough to document. There'll always be something. Sometimes I'll write about something that I've heard on the radio or television that's made me laugh or made me think. I write a lot about kind of the changing seasons, when I walk my dog in the morning, what kind of things I've seen, conversations with people, funny things I've overheard. So I always think there's something to write down, and in this particular journal I only leave 4 or 5 lines for every day, so I find it's really easy to just write a few notes down and then perhaps reflect for a little bit longer at the weekend. So this is the week just gone. And one behind here is one that I completed. And I think one of the really nice things about keeping a journal is that they naturally kind of reflect the changing seasons around you. You naturally get drawn to different colours at different times of year. So you can see this is when I was documenting autumn, so I was really into the oranges and browns. And then looking more into kind of cosy blankets, keeping warm. And it's really nice to look through. I stick in things like train tickets, use stamping again for keywords. Keeping stamps of posts that I've received. This was sent to me from the Netherlands, so that was really nice to keep the stamps in there. So even things like having a cold, I've managed to document by drinking a spiced plum cider, and I decided that would be my cold remedy. And it's just keeping those little bits in your journal to look back on, because it's amazing how quickly you forget things. So this is where I've then got kind of into the Christmas season. My journal's starting to look a bit more festive, and that would have just been off the back of some cards. Again, some more painting. And I've kind of got a fresher look there as I've moved into the new year, and looking at snowdrops and just thinking about that fresh start. And again, photos of another workshop, train stations. That's a little reminder for me of my word for the year is courage. So anytime I kind of need reminding of that, I'll perhaps journal a little bit about that in my journal. So it could be old papers that you decide to put in. I love anything kind of floral, botanical. That's always going to end up in my journal somewhere along the road. So yeah, more stamps, different washies, really anything. Then documented a planner event that I went to, took photographs of the tables and some of the people that were there at the event. And again, using just the brush lettering to make those keywords stand out. And sometimes I'll document loads on the right hand side and sometimes not too much at all. It's a great place to play with your stamps, your stencils, watercolours, anything that you fancy. Photographs of favourite coffee shops. I always think there's so many things, and keeping a journal actually makes you look out for those things more because you really want to be able to document them. This is just a screen cover from a film I was watching with my daughter. So I definitely encourage you to have a go at just writing a few things down every evening. And the other type of journal that I keep is more of a kind of reflective on thoughts and feelings type of journal. This is often quite kind of focused on the day and what's happened that day, and this one I use more for really kind of thinking about things that are on my mind. So I might look at keep lettering out a really nice quote, something which feels really appropriate for me at the time, or just summarising my thoughts. So this one I've kept really simple, just doing a little bit of collage with some papers and stamping. It's just that place to get some things straight out of my head. Again, these are really simple, some dried flowers. And sometimes I just want to write and get everything out of my head, and other times I'm just in the mood for sitting and playing and creating. And again, lots of washi tapes, old vintagey style stamps, stickers, absolutely anything that I've got lying around tends to end up in my journal. Using wax seals is a great way to add a different element to your journal pages. And if I get sent things in the post, I'll often use those as little tipping cards. And again, dried flowers, they appear everywhere in my journals. These was created with using some simple stencils on both sides to act as a border. Some photos when we were on holiday, and sometimes I just go for a big watercolour kind of wash background. I love if I find a quote, trying to find some kind of simple illustration to put behind it and write about what that means to me. So I hope this gives you a good feel for the types of things that you can keep in a journal. You could just write down favourite quotes, favourite song lyrics, write down how they make you feel when you listen to them or read them. Or you could just start writing about the little things that happen every day. And I really think they just help you to really notice, reflect, and really take more pleasure in your daily life. I really hope you've enjoyed seeing inside my journals, and I hope that it's given you some ideas and inspiration for things that you can create and document in your own journals.